My name is Nina Arwitz. I am the CEO of Volunteer Ireland, and we are very excited about IV 2026 next year. We've been nominated by the United Nations to be the focal point, so to lead the IV 2026 celebrations here in Ireland. We're pulling together a national committee to help us with that, and we are developing a national plan, an action plan around that. And we're working very closely with COLOV. We're delighted to be working so closely with COLOV. We obviously look after volunteering here in Ireland, and COLOV is focused on volunteering abroad. So together, we look forward to working together. Yeah, I think the link between local or domestic volunteering and international volunteering is really important, and sometimes I think we forget about it, but IV 2026 is a good opportunity to remind us of how interlinked they are. The call to action for IV 2026, everything in there applies as much to international volunteering or volunteering in international development as it does to volunteering in Ireland. And of course, with the Sustainable Development Goals, that gives us an opportunity to really think about not just what happens in the Global South, but also what action we can take at home. So I think the linkages are obviously there. I think, to me, one of the biggest ones is around, I think COLOV does a really good job of asking volunteers going abroad to think about why they're doing that, and to have that awareness around that and the values-based volunteering. And it's important then to be able to link people to thinking about what volunteering they can do at home in their own backyard. For us, IV 2026 is an opportunity to really focus on not just the challenges facing volunteering, but also some of the solutions to that. And one of the challenges facing volunteering in Ireland, but I believe it's around the world, is that the way people are volunteering is changing. The way people want to volunteer is changing. And people want more flexible, short-term, one-off volunteering opportunities. And people are also more and more thinking about volunteering without using the word volunteering. So like social activism and solidarity and things like that. So for us next year in IV 2026, we really want to take the opportunity to shine a light on that, and to shine a light on how we need to maybe think differently, how organizations need to think differently about how they talk about volunteering and how they engage people in volunteering. So I think the call to action is really good, and those three focus areas around recognition, support, and safeguarding, those are the three things I'd love to see continue beyond. So if you think about the recognition, I'd love it if by the end of the year, volunteers were better understood and better valued by the public, by policymakers, even by organizations themselves that engage volunteers. So I think we will have succeeded if we've actually changed to some degree the way volunteering is valued. Same with support. In Ireland, we're very lucky to have quite a good support structure for volunteering, but it's still so undervalued and underappreciated. And I'd love to see more investment in volunteering, not just from one or two government departments, but across government, because every single government department relies on volunteering to some extent. So in terms of supporting volunteering and recognizing the fact that volunteering isn't free, that you need to invest in it, I'd love to see some more sustainable and diverse funding streams from government towards volunteering. And then finally, on the safeguarding piece, which I think is really interesting, the third call to action, I think that in Ireland specifically, I'd love to see us have made some movement on increasing the legal protection for volunteers, because at the moment, volunteers in Ireland have very few legal protections.